Welcome to the Life with Joey Calvo podcast. I am Joey Calvo. Before we get started, I am happy to say our podcast is part of the World Podcast Network, which is well over 8,000 podcasts. Visit the World Podcast Network at https:// capital W for world, capital P for podcast, .network to listen to podcasts in over 12 genres. Come vote for our podcast episodes up and help us rise to the leaderboard. If you have a podcast of your own, you can join for free. So, again, welcome to the Life of Joey Calvo podcast. I'm Joey Calvo. So, the last podcast, I explained that I made some changes in my life. And we had to edit it a little bit in reference to one because some things in my on my some of my apps I couldn't get rid of. I couldn't do without one thing, so unfortunately Facebook stays. But doesn't mean life still goes on. So my health is still not the greatest. I went back to work and blood pressure is still elevated, but we're getting that taken care of now in the best way possible. So today I decided I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this podcast. Since I actually filed for divorce, I'm kind of available. So, with this being said, I'm going to tell you about me. What does Joey Calvo look for in a relationship? Let's start. So, first thing, I am 5'4". I am on the heavy side for right now, 250 pounds. I have brown hair, blue eyes. I grew up in New Brunswick / Somerset, New Jersey. I live in Philadelphia. I hate Philadelphia. I want to move out of Philadelphia. Okay. That settles that part. No. I work part-time in a warehouse in New Jersey. Trying to move back to New Jersey. What else? Before I go into what I really am. Sorry. A little tired. I kind of partied last night, quote unquote. I'm 53. Okay, now the real me. Who is Joey Calvo? So, first thing I'm going to tell you is I love going to the casinos. I do go I do play slots when I do go. I play Mr. Cashman's. So I play the Jailbird slot, or I play African Dusk. So I play them most of the time. If I find a slot called Little Lucy, I forgot what the name of the slot is. But it's got a dog in it. It's wild. I used to play that. I loved Cashman Tonight. Oh my god, Cashman Tonight was another slot I loved. But they don't have them here anymore, unfortunately. There are some places that do have. Sorry. Okay, so I play slots. I love walking on the beach. But I'd rather walk on the beach with someone holding their hand and chatting with them and I am not into guys. Okay, let's straighten that out because there were guys that I did a thing on Threads one day and I had guys interested in me and I was like, oh no, you're not. You're out. So I'm not into guys. I have a thing for long hair women. I really, really do. Long hair women just turns me on. I'm not judgmental. I am very supportive of the person I'm with. Very supportive. So I don't. When it comes to what I'm saying about being supportive, I don't. I do my best not to interfere with their lifestyle. So, to give an example, okay, this woman that I would be interested in works at night. And works at night. And just for a couple hours keeps busy. So I would support them by understanding what that person does. All I would really want in reference to that is just time either before or after to spend time with. Just to enjoy who they are. But I do like going back to the beach. I do like holding hands. I love telling the person I'm with how they really are. How beautiful they are, how special they are. Sometimes I get spontaneous and do something special, like trying to think one thing that I've done. I mean, I could go back to the example about the person who works at night. I could, if this person with this person had time and we're walking on the beach, I might, as we're walking, I might find a stick on the side and draw this big heart on the sand and put initials on it. Just for fun. Just to show, my, how I feel. It may not be the greatest thing in the world, but I mean, it's something. I love. And I'm staying with the beach because I also, another thing that I do and I love doing is if I stay in Atlantic City, which I go to once a month at least. If I stay in Atlantic City, I stayed along the boardwalk. So that's Ocean, Resorts, Caesars, Tropicana, Hard Rock, which I haven't stayed at yet, or Resorts. If I stayed at one of those casinos there, okay, I normally do my best to get an ocean view room. And the reason why I always like to get an ocean view room is because if I'm with someone special, really special, I want to take them to that window and look out at the ocean and just be like being on the beach, you know, except I won't. You can't draw a heart in a room, but just holding them and just telling them, you know, how special they are, how beautiful they are, what they mean. How much they mean to me. And I try to be romantic. I do my best to be romantic when it comes to that. Because I want to make it happen. I want to set off sparks. Like if we're walking on the beach, I want to set sparks off. In the room, I most definitely want to set off sparks. I just want to make that person feel like they're on a pedestal, that they're I treat them with respect the best way possible. I support what they do. If they go on girls' nights out, let not being a chain, like a chain to them. I don't want to be like that ball and chain on them. I like to give the person I'm with the space they need for their own life. I'm not gonna like if they have their own bank accounts, I'm not gonna touch them. I'm not going to suggest this joint one unless that is something we discuss. And I don't interfere with their plans. As long as you make the time for me and spend time with me, you have your life. That person has their life. I don't need to burden it. I don't need to control it. I don't control. I don't. I do my best to make the relationship a two-way street. I do my best to let that person enjoy their life as they're enjoying it with me. And know that whatever they do, I'd like to be one of their number one cheerleaders and support. I am starting to like to travel a little bit. I went to Vegas in 2021 for the first time in 21 years. I've been to Disney World. I'd like to go back. I've been to Dallas, even though I didn't really visit Dallas itself. I'm actually thinking about going to Cancun towards the end of summer or into the early fall. I mentioned I'm into long-haired women. And the reason why I'm into long-haired women is especially when it comes to romance. And just having it, like, if a woman has her hair up as we start making love, it's interesting. And then as it gets passionate and it gets to the point where we're in bed and the actual intercourse is taking place, it's when that time comes and I'm ready, I'll ask them to take their hair down and let it be all over my face as I'm kissing them. I have to lose internet as I said that. Sorry, folks. For those on YouTube, I'm sorry. T-Mobile's great with the live stream. It sucks. So yeah, when it comes to that, hair gets taken down. It makes it more enjoyable and really exciting. I will not pull a woman's hair. I will say that straight out. I will not pull a woman's hair during lovemaking at all. Even if you like it, I will not do it because I'm also sensitive. You know, I do have a heart, so I'm sensitive on that. Okay, so I told you about who I am. I've told you about the romantic part, which I should have said at the end, but I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So, next, what does Joey like? First of all, besides long hair women, I like to bowl. I mentioned the casino. I mentioned walking on the beach. So I do like to walk. And right now, in my case, I do need a lot more walking. I'm starting to like to travel. And I'm working on traveling a little bit more and more. Like I said, I'm thinking about Cancun because I've never been out of the country before. Um, I've been to Vegas. I've been to Disney World. I've been to Dallas. I've been to Baltimore, but I went there for the casinos. Um, I want to do. I want to travel with someone, with that special someone. Also, I'd like to take vacations. Um, I was a Boy Scout, so I used to camp. My family used to go camping every year, and I we I would spend the night up there. Last time I did that, I was married. Um, so I am divorced, or in correction, I am near divorce. There we go. I'm near divorced. The paperwork was filed in November. So, um, what else about me that I can really, really bring out? Oh, okay. Yeah. I love smooth jazz music. My Spotify is is mixed though. I have different mixes. I have a playlist right now where some of the music you would hear would be really depressing. Um, and I'm gonna admit, I do see a I do see a therapist. I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression in 2009. So there will be times that I have mood swings where I'm happy one day and depressed the next. But if I'm with someone, I do my best not to bring that depression out. I I keep my focus on the person I'm with. And because that relationship means more to me than anything in the world. Um, so I love smooth jazz. I love classic rock. Um, I share my birthday with Elton John, Sarah Jessica Parker, the late Aretha Franklin. Um, I like to go bowling once in a while. I haven't bowled in about 2 years. So I do. I'm going to try to go back to bowling again soon, as my health is getting better. I do have some troubles right now that I'm working on, that I, you know, deal with because of my like I said, my weight right now. Um, I I when I had my own apartment, I used to love to cook. I loved making dinner. I mean, I may not be the greatest chef, um, but I mean, I make a decent chicken parmesan, um, or I'll do um, a pasta in Alfredo and throw something in. I might throw shrimp in. I love shrimp. I haven't. I don't. I as much as I want to eat it all the time. I haven't had it in a bit. But I love shrimp. I am a sucker, literal sucker for sausage. No, I am not talking about men type sausage. Okay, I'm talking about smoked sausage, Italian sweet sausage. You know, food wise, not guy. Um, I love. I'm I'm a sucker on pizza. So if we so we were out having pizza and you asked me which one I'd want, I would probably give you a couple suggestions. I'd either want sausage, or if I really took it to the next level, I would go for a sausage, pepper, and onion pizza. If I went to the extreme, I would do a Philly cheesesteak pizza. Um, but I rarely go to, the only time I do that though is if I order Domino's. Um, I used to make pizzas once in a while. They weren't the great, they're not the round, regular shape of a pizza. I mean, they were always off a little, but I used to like making them. Um, I am a McDonald's person. I am. I, but what happens is when I now order McDonald's burgers, I don't put salt on them because of my health. Same thing with fries. I don't put salt on them. But I'm a sucker. I am a sucker when it comes to iced coffee. If I have McDonald's iced coffee, it has to be a caramel chocolate. Now, certain McDonald's that I go to, like the Shamrock Shakes they came out with and all that, I used to ask them to take the syrup and put it in the iced coffee. And when you mix it around, the coffee looked creamy. It was really cool. It was really good. They're really good. I liked it. Um, and I am a sucker with Dunkin' Donuts too, in reference to that. Give an example. Speaking of Dunkin' Donuts, um, I when Dunkin' Donuts had the pink velvet for Valentine's Day, I went crazy with it. I wanted that pink velvet with the caramel. Or if I did a caramel mocha like I normally would do, um, I'd mix the pink velvet in and mix it up, and it looks pink and all that. And it's interesting. It's interesting. Everybody like, ew, you're drinking that? I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's all it is. It's pink velvet syrup. You know, it's pink coloring on iced coffee. That's all it is. But it's good. Oh my god. Now they have a churro one. It tastes like cinnamon. So it's like, I like cinnamon chocolate, or cinnamon caramel. Um, so yeah, I gotta be careful. I have to be careful with the sugar because because I am diabetic now too. Um, what else about me? I love smooth jazz. I love Pink Floyd. I love Led Zeppelin. I love 70s music, some 80s, not much of the 90s. Um, I love Atlantic City. Like I said, I go once a month. I love the beach. I love ocean view rooms because I try to be romantic. I'm an old fashioned romantic. Uh that I'm wanting to travel more. I love to support the person I'm with in their lives, and um like I said, I gave the example of the one that works late, that works at night. Um I just enjoy. I love I love the I love the chat. I love to get to know somebody that I'm really with. I am into Joel Osteen. Okay. I may not go to church every Sunday, but I definitely am into Joel Osteen. Usually his messages really just pop in and really are like close to where I'm at right now. Um what else? I love to cuddle. Getting back to the romantic me. I love to cuddle. I love, oh my God. I am into Wonder Woman. Okay. Am I going to ask the person I'm with to dress up as Wonder Woman? I'll leave it to them. I, deep down, I I wouldn't ask. As much as I would want it and do something romantic off of it, but I do love Wonder Woman. I love the Linda Carter Wonder Woman series and the hair fall and transformations in the first season and part of season two. One other thing that I do once in a while, and it may be a turnoff to someone, is I'll watch a bit of porn. I said a bit. I'm picky. I'm very picky what I watch, though. If there's a scene that I like in a porn video, I'll play that just to, if I'm by myself. and enjoy. I'll state. Would I ask that person that I'm with to be like that? Well, it's kind of already being done in the lovemaking part when I mentioned about the long hair and the hair up in the bun and all that. What else about me that I can state? I mean, I want to say that every relationship that I've had that I thought would be good wasn't. Every relationship I had, even when I was married, I was cheated on. So, one thing I would like to say in any relationship that I have now in the future is this. If during the relationship you are not interested in me anymore, or you don't feel like there's a bond that's going to be formed off of it, I'd rather you tell me than someone coming to me and saying, hey, so and so has been with this person instead of you. Because I've been hurt so many times. So one other downfall about me is I had been my own worst enemy. I am very emotional. I I am very emotional. I got to the point where I literally wanted to put myself in inclusion. Just keep away from everybody. I mean, you can't keep away from everybody when you're out at the supermarket or out walking along. But what I'm talking about is I was at the point where I didn't I wanted to be on the outside looking in. That kind of changed a little bit. I still there's times I still feel like I'd rather be on the outside looking in. But at the same time, there were people that were interested in me for who I am, and the conversations that we've had, and they kept me in, and I've been thankful for that. So um but I love taking care of the person I'm with. I love, like I said, give them that space so they can be with their friends when they want to go have a girls' night out. But I always want to be there if they need someone to talk to. So I also want to be the ear for them. I want to be able to hear them. Um, I want them to feel comfortable when they're with me. because trust is one big thing that I truly believe in. Um, so, for example, we start discussing going to Cancun. Okay, so let's plan a trip. Let's work on planning a trip together. Um, if you don't feel comfortable with me, I'd rather you tell me before you would turn around and go be with somebody else. Because if you tell me that, this thing isn't this relationship's not working out, I'm like, okay, I'll apologize for not being the person you want, and I'll just let you go. Um, because I learned in the past that, I, I mean, most of the relationships in the past that I had, I really enjoyed, and they did that to me. And I mean, yeah, like I said, I got hurt, and it's like I still wanted them. It was like I still wanted them, but they didn't want me. And like I said, I got really hurt, and that was my anxiety and depression. Um, so if you're gonna tell me that you don't feel that we are good enough to continue, I'd rather you tell me first before you start, or before someone comes to me that may know you, that knows you, the person I'm with, and say, she's been cheating on you. Um, because that's the biggest pain that I could take. So, like I said, I'd rather the person being honest with me as I would be honest with them. Um, I'd like to learn new things, and it doesn't matter if it's sexual, travel, food. Um, I still like to learn once in a while. I mean, it took me 29 years to take a flight in an airplane. 20, yeah, 29. I was 29. Um, and I just started going back on an airplane 3 years ago, and like I said, went out to Vegas. I love burning candles, hence why I went to Vegas. I was there for a convention in 2000 for Party Light, this company called Party Light, and I love their products. So, um, I love burning candles, and especially when it comes to love making, I love burning candles. I want to burn a candle because I just want to make it so special. Matter of fact, the last girlfriend before I got married, this is about 99, early 2000. She was coming home from work, and I did like a candlelight dinner. I did my best to really make it worthwhile, and just made dinner, set up a candle on the table and just made the room dark. When they came in, they were like, "What's going on?" And by the time we got home, I think I had dinner done. But I like doing that. Like I said, I like to be spontaneous sometimes. Um, like I said, a candlelight dinner is like the most fun for me to do. It's just that interesting because to me it may lead to the romantic uh, side of it. Um, but I try to do everything possible to make the relationship special to that person. I really do. I want that person to know how special they really are. I want them to know how much they're loved, how much they mean, how beautiful they are, how like you said, how special. I like to treat the relationship like how well, I mean, I want them to know that they're everything to me. I want them to know that if we're really in a relationship, that I love them, really love them. I want them to know that I'm always in their corner, no matter what. I do my best not to argue. Okay. I do my best not to argue because arguing, yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world and it breaks up relationships for it. And that actually happened once where I actually walked out and I went to another female's house, but nothing happened at the time. I almost felt like I wanted to cheat, but I didn't. So, one main thing I will say is I stay loyal to the person I'm with. As long as they stay loyal to me, I won't break away from it. But again, if you don't feel comfortable with me and you feel that you've seen someone better, I'd rather you come tell me, hey, I'm realizing this isn't working out and I met somebody else and I'm interested in them more. And I'm like, okay, then thank you for the time. That's not hurting me. That's being honest with me and truthful with me. So that is most appreciative thing I would rather hear than having the cousin and the ex friend come up to you and let you know, hey, they're cheating on you behind your back. Okay. Um I really, like I said, I may not believe it in the beginning on it, but if it's told like the way it was told, then I should be believing it. I mean, if you had questions that you would want to ask me in the comments, I would ask them. I mean, one thing that I will want to do with someone, okay, and I'm going to admit it, and I, if it was to happen, I already know the place to go for it. I actually would like to be in the Mile High Club. So if you don't know what the Mile High Club is, and I'm going to be really, I have a few minutes left. I really want to explain this really good because it's interesting, and I hear about it, and I when I questioned what it was, I was like, really? It is okay. Here's what the Mile High Club is: sex in a plane. So there's this company that I follow on Instagram called Love Cloud Vegas. If a future relationship wanted to do that, we'd fly out to Vegas and board their planes and join the Mile High Club. I would love to do that. So yes, Love Cloud Vegas. I I'll tell you, even for a company on Instagram, they have one pilot, one female pilot. She has the most beautiful long hair. Oh my god, she is so beautiful. I forgot what her nickname is, but she is just wow. But like I said, if I'm in a relationship, then I'd have to block that out, unless that relationship is with that pilot. Uh, then it's a whole different story. Then somebody else would have to fly the plane. Um, but that's one goal I'd like to do is join the Mile High Club just once. I don't know if I'll be able to put it out anymore, but because of my age, but it wouldn't hurt to try. Um, sorry, I gotta stop using the word try. Attempt. There we go. That's much better. Um, so yeah, that's who I am. I know you probably will have more questions than that, and you'll put them in the comments, and I'll see them, and I may answer them. Um, like I said, I'm 53 now, so if I was interested in anyone, you gotta have a good personality. Um, Now, if that person's spontaneous like I am, then good. But one thing is, I'm not a big person. I like being surprised. I mean, I do love being surprised once in a while, but um, make a long story short, my ex-wife when I wanted to do something special, okay, when I wanted to do something special, that person wouldn't let me. She had to be like right there, like, what are you doing? And had to go with me through everything I was doing, and it took it away, and I was like, I was devastated afterwards. Even though I was happy I did it, but I wasn't happy. So I like to surprise once in a while. I like to splurge once in a while. And one last thing about me as well is if I do drink alcohol, because of my health, I am into white Zinfandel wine. Okay. I am into white Zinfandel wine. So that's all I drink because of my health. So, again, if you're watching the YouTube video and you have a question and you comment it, and if I think it's comfortable enough to answer, I will answer it. Okay. For those that viewed this video, thank you for viewing it. Thank you for listening to the Life with Joey Calvo podcast. Next Tuesday, I will have the CEO of the World Podcast Network, as we are now part of the World Podcast Network now. 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday. So definitely join me live as I speak to the CEO. If you are interested in starting your own podcast and you want some advice from me, comment it, and I'll be happy to answer. I have no problem sharing my technique of what I did and how I got started for nothing. The Wi-Fi. There we go. The Wi-Fi through T-Mobile 5G live streaming sucks. So if you're between 21 and about 45, I'll say, and you have long hair, and it doesn't matter if it's redhead, blonde, brunette, black hair, as long as you have a personality, as long as you're not pushing for marriage and stuff and want to take time, then it's worth it. If you're in the Philadelphia area, and you see me and you come up and say hi and we start chatting and you wind up being interested, and if I turn around and be interested, we can take it from there. But I'm not into guys. I'll just chat. So on this point, I'm going to end it right here. I'm going to leave everything in suspense. I didn't get to the announcement. That'll be the next one. Because actually I'm going to bring it up. I might bring it up on the next one. So thank you so much for listening to the Life with Joey Calvo podcast, watching live stream on YouTube. God bless you all.